Hello there, I'm Charlie Denard with CostaRicaHospital.com, and I'm with Daniel Smith from Washington, D.C. Daniel just went through several surgical procedures, one with Dr. Mario Garita for some major dental work, and also with Dr. Oscar Suarez for a facelift. And so we have Daniel here with us today to talk a little bit about his experience here in Costa Rica, not only with the doctors, but with his stay here at Jeanette's Casa Ladin in Escazú, Costa Rica. So Daniel, welcome, and just wanted to thank you for coming down here and giving us an opportunity to show you what kind of work we can do. And I wanted to ask you initially what attracted you to come down here to have your surgeries done.
Well, I've been to Costa Rica before, and I've been monitoring the websites and discovered that there is this, surgical vacations, medical vacations, and so I started exploring into the dental aspect of it. Once I started that procedure, then I discovered how long it was going to take to do the dental procedures, and I decided to follow up with the surgical procedures.
And so, what were your immediate concerns as you were putting this together in your mind? What were your concerns about coming down here and having those kind of major surgeries done?
Well, the biggest issue was, am I making the right decision? Will I have enough time to do this? Am I going to be able to navigate through all of the procedures and the contacts and the appointments and all of this other logistics, pretty much?
And so, when you got here and you got situated here with Casa Ladin and began to go through the motions, how did you find the immersion into Costa Rican culture and getting acclimated, and then your relationship with the doctors, especially Dr. Garita in the beginning? How did that go?
Well, everybody had been so friendly when I got here, and I was a bit concerned and nervous, and I felt that without some sort of guidance to get me through all of these procedures, that I would have difficulty making my appointments. I would have difficulty speaking to the locals, the doctors in particular. So I decided that I needed help in that area.
And so, in terms of your basic acclimation here in San Jose and Escazú, how did that go in terms of getting settled and getting prepared for your surgeries?
It went great. I was picked up at the airport, and obviously you were there, as well as Eduardo, who was our cab driver, and I came here to Casa Ladin. I was immediately taken to my room, and it's a beautiful place here. Felt relaxed and like someone had led me to the right place.
So when you got to Dr. Garita's office for your dental work, what was your experience? How did you feel that you were received by the staff? And one of the things that we promote here is the fact that Dr. Garita's staff is English friendly. And what was your experience in terms of that, in terms of communicating with the staff and Dr. Garita?
Well, what I found interesting was when I walked into the lobby, there were 4 other Americans waiting to be treated at Dr. Garita's facility, and the receptionists were extremely friendly and, of course, English speaking. We began by telling stories about each person's purpose for being there, which I found very relaxing and comforting.
And so, when you met Dr. Garita, what was your initial consultation with him like, in terms of his bedside manner, and in terms of him being able to diagnose what your needs were in terms of what kind of dental surgeries were appropriate for you?
Well, I found that I liked him immediately, and he was spot on as far as, once he did actually see me, as opposed to looking at x-rays and pictures, that, the analysis was very quick, and it fit my needs. I was definitely concerned that the result would not be what I was hoping for. And he reassured me right off the bat that, this is what we're going to do for you, and we're going to get it done fast and efficiently.
I know sometimes Americans have a hard time conceiving of a dentist in another country having a sophisticated, state-of-the-art facility like Dr. Garita's. But in terms of the practice itself, in terms of the equipment, in terms of the modern type of idea of what you would consider a dentist's office and a consulting office to be, how did you receive that? Did you feel like you were in a really state-of-the-art facility?
Yes, I did. I felt that it was just very comparable to my dentist in Washington, D.C., who has state-of-the-art as well.
Dan, I wanted to ask you a question. When you're actually going through the process of having the dental work done, a lot of times people in the United States have an idea for some reason that whatever happens in the United States, it's going to be worse in another country, that it can't be better or not. And I'm asking your experience with Dr. Gadita in terms of the procedures and how they went. Tell us about that.
Well, as far as the pain goes, I'd rather be in pain in Costa Rica, the beautiful country here, than in Washington, D.C., where it's cold and whatnot. But I discovered that the pain was almost non-existent. The procedures went extremely well. I almost did not know that they were even occurring, and that was very very comforting.
Yeah. So you know, you have your procedures. You have a lot of free time on your hands. How did you acclimate yourself? What did you do with your free time in between appointments?
Well, I've been doing a little bit of walking through the city, and you know, some of that is your guidance, and looking at you know, the local.
We found some good restaurants.
Contacts, good restaurants, you know, both between, you know, the economical ones and the really expensive ones, and just enjoying the neighborhood.
And you talked to me about the camaraderie that you had. There were several other people here that are down here for dental procedures also besides yourself. So you said yourself there was kind of a built-in support group here at Costa Lavin.
Yeah, I think that here at Costa Lavin that the people who are here, who are staying with us, we all chat together, and we became kind of like a mutual support group, where, you know, one would describe their procedure, what they went through, how their level of pain or whatnot, and then our attitudes on how it has changed our lives.
Right, right. And so, what are the most comments that you've received about people's perception of how you've changed, or how you've dealt with the treatments you've received over the past few days?
Well, with regard to my changes, the difference between the original teeth that I had when I came here and the new bright and beautiful set I have now, it's like night and day. And with regard to the surgical procedure, I'm reportedly much younger.
I was there when you got off the plane, Dan, and I'm telling you, and I say this with as least bias as I possibly can, the guy looks 25 years younger. It's unbelievable. Actually, Dr. Suarez did a tremendous job with that. So, so how much dental work did you have done altogether?
I had, what was it, 14 crowns and 6 veneers. And there were only 6 teeth that were original when I came in, and those are the ones in the front.
Right, right.
But it improved my bite immensely, and my jawline changed, and so it's...
Do you find yourself walking by mirrors and smiling into mirrors as you walk by?
No,
sometimes?
I just stand in front of them.
That's good. So let me ask you this question. If you had to, I mean, you're speaking to probably several thousand, maybe tens of thousands of people through this video, what would you tell them about your experience with Dr. Gadita?
Dr. Gadita is an amazing dentist, number one, and his entire office staff are just fantastic. I was amazed by the efficiency and the sequences and the working between each one of them. And
so then, in terms of Dr. Gadita and his staff and his practice, what would be your ultimate compliment to them, if you could give them one right now?
Well, of all the dentists that are down the street, you know, I'd make a point of stopping in at Dr. Arlita's, because I know that they'll do an amazing job.
We certainly appreciate that, Dan. It's been a pleasure being with you during your 2 weeks here in Costa Rica, and wish you much success when you get back home. Enjoy that smile.
Okay.